How many of you are parents? Okay, good. Are any of you teachers, or are you both? Okay, so are you? If you're not a teacher, raise your hand.
I do teach.
Not a teacher. Okay. Okay. The reason. The reason I ask is because I use some different stories. I teach by stories. Okay. And so I filter my stories by what we have. So this is going to be a parenting presentation. Is that good? How to bully-proof yourself and how to bully-proof your kids. Does that sound good? So everybody's here? Okay. Is it okay if I tell you a little bit about myself first before we get started? She's skeptical. You're okay? Okay. So, as I said, my name is Jeannie Cisco-Meth. It's just my name. It's not my drug of choice. Okay? So we got that out of the way, right? And I was a high school teacher for 17 years. And for 16 of those years, I spent it at the alternative high school. So most of you have already met me, right? So picture 25 ADHD kids and me. We had lots of fun, but we also learned. And I was known as the crackhead teacher. And it's not just because of my last name. Things are going to get crazy in here. You guys are going to learn and you're going to have fun. You guys okay? You with me?
Sure.
You good?
Yeah.
I like your enthusiasm. I do. So when I ask a question, it is not a rhetorical question. There needs to be some type of body language or verbal communication coming out of your mouth. We good with that?
Yes. Okay.
Perfect. I like it. I like it. I'm excited. So I had a lot of fun in my classroom, and we also had some problems. And so I developed a program called Growing and Learning. And from that program came my Bully Proofing You. And when I was in elementary school, I had many learning disabilities. Okay, I still do. But when I was in elementary school, they told me I would never make it. I was too stupid. I had too many learning disabilities. I couldn't see. I was legally blind. I couldn't talk. I had a horrible speech impediment. And then they found out that I had auditoria dyslexia as well as visual dyslexia. So what that means is not only when I look at things do they get jumbled up, but when I hear things they get jumbled up. And so there were times when the teacher would be talking and everyone, oh, I don't understand. So I had a lot of issues. And I found out, it's you, it's not me, right? But what I also found out was whatever you overcome, adversity, can make you stronger. There's two possibilities, right? You get smacked, and you can stay down, or you can get back up. And it was really interesting because March 11th, a really great day, that's my dad's birthday, I had the opportunity to go home and teach at my old high school. And my dad was there. It was absolutely phenomenal. And afterwards he says, isn't it interesting that you became a teacher when you struggled so hard through school? And I said, I think there's a metaphor there. And you know what? I think there is. And I think when you have adversity and you overcome it or you learn from it, you get stronger. Do you not? But if you don't learn from it, where do you stay? Down, right? I've met people who come up to me and say, Jeannie, I was bullied. Really? When? 1962. Well, get over it. 1962 is a few years ago. It's time to move on, is it not? So I realized fairly quickly that everybody's bullied. Anybody here been bullied before? Yeah. 4 out of 4 people are bullied. 4 out of 4 people are bullied. Why do we only hear about 1 in 4? Or 1 in 100 that picks up a gun? Right? So the way my book came about was I told you I developed Growing and Learning, right? Because I knew these kids, they needed more than just my health course. I taught 8 classes. Driver's Ed, PE, Health, EMS, Intro to Health Sciences, Algebra, Keyboarding, and did I say Driver's Ed? Yes. Math. I don't know. I taught a whole bunch of classes. But I realized that without a good, solid foundation, personal value, they would never go anywhere. And so from there, and people kept saying, Jeannie, you need to write a book. You need to write a book. Jeannie, you need to write a book. It saves lives. And I went, not me. When I first started teaching, I would go home. Anybody remember transparencies? Right? Put them on the overhead. Maybe some of you still use them. Yeah. I did religiously. I would take them home, and I would copy out all my notes for the next day, and then I'd go up and I'd put them on the overhead, and things were beautiful, right? I was so afraid to make a mistake that I was not a teacher. I was a robot going through the motions of teaching. And about my 3rd year of teaching, I went, well, this sucks. Not only am I up all night writing notes, but I'm not teaching. A student would ask me a question, and if it wasn't on my overhead, I didn't talk about it because I was scared. And so I did away, and I just stood up front and I said, okay, I have issues, and these are my issues, and if you help me with mine, I'll help you with yours. And that's when I started becoming a teacher. That's where this book came from. It took me 5 years to write this book in 1 week. People kept saying, Jeannie, write a book, write a book. I was like, no, I'm scared, I can't do this. A written word, are you crazy? Then we had a student in our school commit suicide. That hits home. And when you have a tool that will help you, and you're not giving it to as many people as possible, you're playing small. And that is not God's plan for you. That is not God's plan for you. So step into your power and fulfill it. And I said, okay, Lord, here we go. And I sat down, and in 1 week, I wrote this book. That's why I say 5 years in a week. Then it had to take some more time editing and creating the cover and everything. But that's what happened. And it saves lives. I got a letter from Japan recently that it had saved a life. That's very humbling. That's not me. That's God. Now, I'd love to give you all a hug, but I can't. So if you'll just reach to the person behind you, give them a hug. Person next to you, and say, thank you so much for being here. Do that now, please. So, this is a participation class. You've been warned, right? So, who wants to read the first part? Oh, sweet. Alma is on that. So, my book starts with a quote that Alma's going to read for us. Just right here, please. Anybody know who Viktor Frankl is? Haven't heard of him? Wendy has.
He wrote Right, or Search for Happiness.
Man's Search for Meaning. Man's Search for Meaning.
He was in the concentration
Yes, he was. He was in the concentration camps. And he was a psychologist. A little bit different, right? His perspective was different than everyone else's, was it not? And he started realizing, and he tells an incredible story. If you have not read that book, please pick up a copy and read it. And he talks about how they're doing experiments on him without any anesthesia. And as they're cutting into his body, he realizes that he is more free than the people cutting into his body. Why? What do you think? I scared myself. This is a different stage for me. I'm sorry. Why? Why was he freer than anyone else? Come on, just shout stuff off. Say again?
I can't think of an answer.
Okay. Well, thank you for being honest. I appreciate that. Stimulus, right? Pain. Intense pain. Yes? Or you will do this or we'll kill you or your family or bad things will happen, right? Stimulus. Yes? And then, what was the other part? Response. Stimulus. I'm going to use bad language in this classroom, and it's okay, all right? If it's not, we'll figure out how it's okay. You're a bitch. Stimulus. Yes? Response. Right? But right here was what? Space. And you see what Viktor Frankl realized was that space made all the difference in the world. Because in that space, he could choose his response. That's why he was free. Because the other people, just like you, they didn't realize that there was a choice. They didn't realize there was a choice. I've got your first present. You guys ready for your first present? Now, I apologize because it won't work real well for you. But if you text BPY1 to the number 55678, you will get a download of slide projectors, a PowerPoint, which we're not doing today, right? But it has the quote, it has a bunch of quotes on there, kind of some notes, some pictures, and so it will help you in your note-taking. It will also help you with your review. Okay? It will also download an article that I wrote for M Magazine called Owner's Manual, because your kids didn't come with one, did they? Mine didn't. I looked really hard. And I know, and each one's different, aren't they? So what happens in this space is where you create your life. But so many people don't know that. Have you ever heard the saying, in the right time, in the right place at the right time? Anybody ever heard that? Yeah. You don't sleep in my class, bad things happen. I'm telling you. So have you ever heard the thing, right time, right place, right time, however you want to say it? Guess what? You are always in the right place at the right time, because it's the only place you can be. It's the only place you can be. What are you choosing to do in that space? Oh, the economy is so horrible. Anybody heard that lately? Anyone? There are businesses that are making millions of dollars and growing by leaps and bounds. But wait, the economy's bad. Really? Wow. Space. Novel idea. So, during the Great Plan for Happiness by Elder Boyd Packer, right? This is focused. Do you guys know what the theme is for this speech? Or for this whole weekend?
Happiness is homemade.
Yeah, happiness is homemade, right? And he talks about the Great Plan for Happiness. Okay? I'm going to read a quote from his speech. Is that okay?
Yes.
Or we should have someone else read it. You guys don't need to listen to me all the time, right? Say yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
There we go. Got to stay engaged. So, since you were falling asleep, Kip gets to read the highlighted part right there.
You will not be with your students or your own children at the time of their temptations. At those dangerous moments, they must depend on their own resources. If they can locate themselves within a framework of the gospel plan, they will be immensely strengthened.
You will not be with your children in their moment of temptation. Right? You won't. Because when you're with them, they're not tempted. The mere fact that you're with them strengthens them and encourages them. Yes? So you need a plan that will help them remember there's a space. And in that space lies your freedom and your growth. Right? Sound good? That's where this came from. Teaching people about the space. The other thing we get to do, because this is not a mainstream high school, is we are going to read some scripture. You guys okay with that?
Yeah.
That's good, because we can do it anyways. So if you will turn to tab number 1. Oh, wait. Read that again.
Thus did Alma teach his people that every man should love his neighbor as himself, that there should be no contention among them.
Beautiful. Are you sure every neighbor as myself? Are you sure that says that? Are you positive?
Yes.
There's no trick in Erin. She's quick, man. I'm telling you, she's one smart cookie. Do you do that? No, you don't. Because you love your neighbor more than you love yourself. Think about the things you said to yourself in the last week. Who? Would you ever say them to a neighbor?
Never. Ever.
Would you read that again, please? I'm not sure we heard that right. Would you say that? Read that again.
Thus did Alma teach his people that every man should love his neighbor as himself. There should be no contention among them.
I don't know. Let's try a different scripture here. Would you try tab number 2? I mean, it's just once. It may not be that important, right? Try tab number 2. Again? Guess what? It shows up again and again and again and again. I'm here to challenge you today. The things you say to yourself, you shouldn't be saying them. If you wouldn't say them to, no, I got to be honest here, I'd say some of them things to other people, but it's not really nice. I might get punched in the face, right? So if I say it to someone else and I might get punched, I probably shouldn't be saying it to myself, because I'm supposed to love my neighbor as myself. Novel idea, right?
When you say it to yourself, you are punching yourself.
Yeah, you are. You're doing a lot more than that. A lot more than that. We're going to get into that. Is it okay if I tell you another story? I like stories. Okay, so I was in the Army. Now, I know, you're not your typical Army person, right? But man, I love camouflage and firing range. I was, getting goosebumps. I love it. And so basic training, Fort Dix, New Jersey. Saw a lot of dirt at Fort Dix, New Jersey, front-leaning rest position, because I was smiling in formation. Yep, even in basic training, there's Jeannie. Smile, I'm happy to be here. Right? Drill Sergeant Young. My dad told me before I left for basic training, he said, there's 2 things you'll never forget, Jeannie. The face of your newborn child and your drill sergeant. He was right. So I'm standing in the front of platoon leader, not because I knew what I was doing, but because I was tall. And the military likes everything uniform, right? Tallest to shortest. So I was platoon leader, which meant I usually got to do everything first. And I don't usually like doing things first, because I like to watch you screw up, and then I can learn from your mistakes, right? But when you're first, you get to make the mistakes. But I don't call them mistakes anymore. You want to know what I call them? You don't want to know what I call them?
Yes.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay. So what I call them are wins and learning experiences. Does that sound better? Sounds a lot better. Wins and learning experiences, right? Yeah, that's cool. So I had a lot of learning experiences in basic training. But the best day, live grenade throw. Big distraction, right? Oh, my goodness. You guys want to hear about live grenade throw? I want to tell you. I'd probably told you even if you hadn't said that. But, okay, so picture this. Now, I'm not an artist, okay? We're all good with that, right? And everything in basic training is done at a run. So here we come running on to the parade field. And up here is about a 4-foot wood fence. And then over here is this big, oh wait, not far enough. This big earthen berm. Now, it's not to scale. I told you that, right? Because, I mean, like, that's just like 6 inches. You could throw a grenade and blow everybody up. So picture a big, huge one, okay? Yeah? We good? Okay. And then right here's a drill instructor. And so what happens was we came on the field, and then we ran up here to this training instructor, and he says, Private Cisco, you're going to practice throwing a live grenade today, but today we're just going to throw a practice one. You're going to throw it 3 times. I'm going to watch you throw. I'm going to teach you how to throw, and then you're going to throw a live one, okay, Private? Oh, yeah, Drill Sergeant. Right? Then he hands me a practice one. It's a little ball with a spoon, and he walks me through throwing a live grenade. You hold it in your hand. Weighs about 8 pounds. It's a lot of steel, a lot of destruction. Hold it in your hand. You pull the spoon, you pull the pin. You guys have watched movies, right? Pull the pin. Whoosh. Okay, now this is all done from the squat, but you can't see me if I'm down here. So I'm squatting down. I pull the pin, pop the spoon, right? That's the little spoon that pops. Count to 3, stand up, aim, throw, get down. Now it's very important you get back down. Bad things happen if you don't get back down, right? So we throw the grenade 3 times. Now over here, remember this is the berm, it looks like there's a 4-foot wall, right? I practice, I throw, and he says, Private, you're a go at this station. Everything in basic training is you're a go or a no-go. What do you think go means?
Oh.
Yeah, you did good. Aces, move on. If you're a no-go,
You gotta keep practicing.
yeah, try again, okay? So I was a go at this station. Yay, I'm gonna go throw a real one. And so I advance, and I run over here. But see, as I get over here, I realize that's not a 4-foot thick wall. It's a wall of concrete, 4 feet tall, with stanchions in it. Y'all tracking with me? So as I came down around here, I'm like, oh, there's little openings. And then right here, there's another drill instructor. Kind of got a picture now? And then back here is this big earthen embankment with windows in it. After you blow stuff up, you're going to go stand back here and watch everybody else blow stuff up. Fun, right? So I come running up here, and I run up to my drill instructor, and he says, Private Cisco, this is a live grenade. If you do not throw this properly, we will die. Whew, right? Pretty scary. Now, before I went over here, this drill instructor took a big piece of chalk, you know, sidewalk chalk, and he drew something on my helmet. Now, I couldn't see it. But later on, when I made it over to this side, because I was a go, when I made it over to this side, I saw other privates running up with stuff on their helmets, right? Some of them were like this. Some of them had a squiggle. Some of them had something like this. But everybody had different things, right? After we throw our grenade, we go around the back, and we look through the little windows, and we watch everybody else blow stuff up. Fun, right? Well, more and more people are gathering back here because we're a go. And then, Private Smith. Now, the name has been changed to preserve the innocence of this young private. Private Smith comes running across and up there. And we kind of noticed because she has something nobody else had on her helmet. Now, usually I cover this to build anticipation. It works, doesn't it? I used to be a teacher with projectors and PowerPoints. Not anymore. Now it's live and in your face. Private Smith comes running up with something like this. Yeah, we're like, huh? Private Smith runs up to the drill instructor. We know what he's saying. Private, this is a live grenade. If you do not throw this properly, we will die. Because it's important. You don't want to die. Private Smith squats down, pulls the pin, pops the spoon, and drops the grenade at their feet. Yeah, that's what we did. Remember the stanchions? Thank goodness for stanchions, right? The drill instructor grabs her, throws her over the wall into the adjoining stanchion, and follows her over the wall. Covers her with her body, with his body. And chaos erupts. Rocks, dirt, branches from a tree that was out here. Everything's hitting those windows, right? And we're like, oh, I have goosebumps just remembering that experience. It was great! But, right? I mean, we're talking, whoa! And as the dust starts to settle, we're looking through the windows, and the drill instructor is picking Private Smith up and chucking her out the back of the stall and pointing off. Do you think she was a go or a no-go? Yeah, she was a no-go. She didn't get to come join us over here. And I'd like to say that, you know, Private Smith learned from that. It was a learning experience. Maybe she became the first female general. I don't know. I never saw Private Smith again. And I would also like to say that in my enlightened state as an instructor and a platoon leader, that I turned to the person next to me and I said, it's okay. But I didn't, because you see, immediately, as soon as that happened, what do you think we all did? What's on my helmet? Yeah. Right? What's on my helmet? I gotta know what's up there, man. How was I judged? But you see, in my enlightened state now, it's not about what's on your helmet. It's about what's in your head. And you see, we were all a go. Were we not? We were a go. It didn't matter how we were judged. Anyone here been judged before? Y'all better say yes, because I know you're lying if you didn't. Okay? Everybody gets judged, do they not? Watch out for this one. This one's a little bit crazy. That was a crackhead teacher, right? It's not about how you're judged. It's about how you perform. It's about what you believe. Sorry, screwed up there. Believe. It's about what you believe, yes? It's not about how you're judged. It's about what you believe and how you perform. Now, the beautiful thing about performance is we have wins and we have learning experiences, right? And learning experiences, as long as you measure, monitor, and adjust, you can fix them. Now, I wasn't always this fabulous of a teacher, but 17 years as a high school teacher and then 3 years as a professional speaker, I've gotten better. Do I still make mistakes? Yeah, still make a lot. No, I make learning experiences. Okay? Let's revisit that for a moment. You've got a 3 tab. You've already read. We're going to ask Amanda here. Go to your 3 tab, please. And Maria, if you'll read yours first. Marianne.
That's okay.
I was close.
Learning experience. Now you know
Yep.
how to pronounce it.
Would you read yours, please? Again, we're back to that love thy neighbor as thyself, aren't we? Wait, there was something else in that verse, wasn't there? Something about grudge? Yeah? Avenge? I'm going to read from Elder Boyd Packard's Speak Again. And in here he quotes I'm going to just take this off. Would you read the first highlighted part there, please?
But in this inner light, this knowledge of right and wrong is called the light of Christ. Moral sense or conscience moderates our actions. Unless that is, we subdue it or destroy it. It is an ingredient which has no counterpart in animals.
So we have light. You didn't get yours. No, I'm sorry. Oh, wait. I think you said everyone. Oh, yeah, so you did get one. I'm sorry. But you didn't get one, Wendy. I'm sorry, you didn't get a light. Oh, wait. No, it says everyone. Wait, so you mean everyone's valuable? Everyone? What a novel idea. And it said something about grudge. How many of you beat yourself up today, last week, for something you did 10 years ago? Kind of holding a grudge, isn't it? Let it go. Just like the song, let it go, right? Let it go. Do not hold a grudge against my people. Guess what? You're one of his people because you have a light in you, and he put it there. Let it go. Stop holding a grudge. It doesn't matter if somebody judged you and found you wanting. Doesn't matter. Let it go. Now, this part here is kind of tricky. And when I first start talking about it, people are like, huh? So bear with me, okay? Can you stay with me? I believe that I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Nuh-uh, man. Oh, man, I make so many mistakes. I believe that I am fearfully and wonderfully made. That's a decision. You see, I have a pyramid that I developed for my program. And this pyramid has 3 sections. Can any of you read them off that?
Yes, personal values, perspective, and plan.
Then it has an arrow running down the side, does it not?
Oh, practice.
Practice, 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 right? So this first one was what again?
Personal values.
Personal value. What I believe about myself. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. God knows every part of me, even the icky stuff. He knit me together in my mother's womb before I was ever born. And he saw that it was good. So if I am fearfully and wonderfully made, and I choose to believe that, that gives me an incredible foundation upon which to build everything else. Need an example? How do you like my purple dress? Isn't this the most beautiful purple dress you've ever seen? I know everybody looks that way. It's not purple, is it? It's black and white. But it doesn't matter, right? The same happens for you when someone calls you a bitch and you know that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. It doesn't matter because they're crazy, not you.
It's their problem, not mine.
Exactly.
What other people think of me is none of my business. It's their cross to carry, not mine.
Get it? When you believe, it doesn't matter what other people say because you don't care. Your dress is black and white. They can think it's purple all they want. You don't care. Because you know inside who you are. That's how you bully-proof your children. You be an example to them. And if you don't think your children copy you, spend a couple weeks with a 2-year-old. Want another story?
Yeah.
So this is my daughter Erin, my beautiful daughter. And then I have a son Max. And you see, my daughter and my son are 9 years apart. There's a reason I did that. So my daughter would come in and say, "Hey Mom, guess what?" And then she'd tell me this incredible story, right? It was fun, it was neat, it was exciting. And then my little 3-year-old Max would come in and go, "Mom, guess what?" And he'd walk out of the room. And I'd be going. Next day he comes in, "Hey Mom, guess what?" And he would walk on out of the room. And I'm like, what is going on? Well, then right after that, my daughter walks in and goes, "Hey Mom, guess what?" Bink! Light bulb. Yeah. Yeah. He just caught on to the guess what part. Right? Spend a few weeks with a 2-year-old and all those little annoying habits that you have are going to show right up in your face. That's why they call it the terrible twos. It has nothing to do with the kid. It has to do with how you trained them. Sorry, but it's true. We're gonna do a little exercise right now. My daughter has some labels she's gonna hand out to you. So you have 2 labels, yes? Everybody got one? Perfect. There should be, yes, you should have 1 piece of paper with 2 labels. Thank you for clarifying, I appreciate that. Now, I'm going to take you to an icky spot, and it's going to be okay because we're going to move out of it, okay? But how you do anything is how you do everything. And right now I'm going to stretch your comfort zone. I'm going to push some of your buttons. It's going to get a little hot. Remember I told you it's going to get hot in here. Right now it's going to get hot. And it's okay because we're going to apply the salve later, okay? On this top label, I want you to write the worst word you've ever heard someone called. We've used bitched a lot, but there's a lot, aren't there? I was called stupid, 4 eyes, crackhead. That was kind of fun, though. So think about the worst absolute name. Now, if you need to go there, because right now we're having a lot of fun, aren't we? It's kind of hard to go to a negative spot. I'm going to think about a horrible, horrible day. Oh, my goodness. We've all had them, right? Get up in the morning. I'm tired. I'm dragging. I got to go. Man, I have to go to work. I don't want to go to work. I hate work. Man, them crazy kids. I'm in the shower and crazy kids. I hate kids. Right?
Is this in regard to somebody calling us or just any name?
In any name you have been called, or you've called someone, or you've heard someone called, I just want a really bad name on this top one. Think about a really bad day, and that'll take you there quick. Now, some of you may be having difficulty with this. Some of you may not. Narrowing it down. Can I have a book, please? If you have a hard time, I'm going to ask you to push yourself and go there. And you just got to pick one. Does everybody have their name?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay? So if you're having a little bit of difficulty, you may have to go to a kind of icky spot. Right? And we talk about positive thinking a lot. Right? If I think positive, money's going to fall out of the sky right into my lap. Ain't never happened, ain't never going to happen. You got to think positive, but then you got to do what? You got to do something. You got to take action, right? So yeah, you may be in a negative spot right now, but it's okay because you have the power to move yourself out of it. Just like you moved yourself into it. Now, so many people don't realize that. They think that bad things just happen. Remember stimulus and response? Choice in the middle, right? Do we have our words now? Okay, now the next thing I'm going to ask you to do is going to push some buttons. It's going to be difficult. Please play full out anyway. So I have your commitment. This is to stretch you. This is to grow you a little bit. You ready for this? Yes. You're going to peel it off and you're going to stick it on someone. Do it now, please. Do it now.
Okay.
It's going to be okay. Everybody needs a label, and you cannot put your own on yourself. It must go to someone else. Does everybody have one?
That's pretty funny. We traded labels, they're the same.
So for some of you, that was kind of difficult, wasn't it? Because as soon as I said it, you guys were like, oh! Right? Goes back to that love thy neighbor as thyself, does it not? But guess what? How many of you have read your label? Read it? Yeah? Is it you? Peel it off. By all means, peel it off. Wow, wait a minute. That was too easy. Wait a minute. Stick that back on. Stick it back on. That was way too easy. Way too easy. Jeannie, are you serious? You're telling me that all I have to do is peel that sucker off? Oh, okay, peel it off again. Peel it off. Was it as easy the second time or easier?
Easier.
Seriously? What do you mean? You mean if I do something the first time, it gets easier the second time? We'll stick it on again. Try it again. Let's see. Maybe it'll get easier again.
It'll get to the point where it won't stick anymore.
Exactly.
Because there's no more sticky left.
Exactly. Because it doesn't matter, right? What's that say?
Don't let others tell you who you are.
Don't let others tell you who you are. It's called personal value for a reason. It's your value. It's not someone else's opinion or judgment of you. You decide who you are. Period. End of story. Now, would you like to know how to kind of drive that home for your kids?
Yes.
You know, you guys, just you. Oh, you do? Okay. Okay, so we need another story, right? So, my son is 6'10". And I know, whoa, that's what people say. How tall are you? He said, we're going to get a shirt, 6'10", yes, I play basketball. My daughter's quite tall also. But my son has been very tall for a very long time, and he was a target for a lot of bullies. You wouldn't think so, right? He's big, he can crush you with his foot. They're size 18, man. And so, but he was a target because if the little guy beat him up, he was tough, right? But if my son retaliated, who was the bully? He was. He was. So it was a lose-lose for Max and a win-win for anyone else. So he was a pretty big target. Kind of sad, kind of, you know. But you see, when I first started learning, now how many of you have heard of Love and Logic? Foster Clan. Ooh, love them. Love them. So you're going to enjoy this too. And so I didn't know about them at first. But Max would come in and he would tell me about what happened. Oh, honey, you're not stupid. Aaron would come home. Mom, somebody called me, right? Oh, no, you're so smart. You're so incredible. I love you so much. You're fabulous, right? And you go on and on and on and on and on, right? Have you ever noticed your kid's face when you're doing that?
They roll their eyes. Yeah, right.
Right. You have to, right? Would you like to know what you can say in that moment?
Say what you think.
Aren't you glad? Aren't you glad I don't believe that? Then you got to shut your mouth. Now, when I first started using this, I would say, aren't you glad I don't believe that? And then, because you're just incredible, you're amazing, and you're wonderful, and, right? This is the most powerful sentence you will ever use with your children. Mom, somebody called me a bitch today. Aren't you glad I don't believe that? Walk away. What does that do? What does it do for them?
I think it reminds him that there is somebody that's very important in their life that means more, and they believe in them. So it just kind of reinstills their own self-worth by just having somebody, not necessarily just counteract it with those positive words, but just simply, I don't believe that.
Right. I don't believe it. And in fact, I think it is so ludicrous that I'm not going to waste any more time on it. We're moving on. But when I spend 10 minutes, you're so amazing, you're so smart. Man, Mom must really think I'm stupid because she spent 10 minutes trying to prove I'm not. I must be really dumb. Right? That is such a ludicrous idea that I don't even want to entertain the idea of it, and we're just moving on. That helps them build their personal value. Now, I could go on and on. We have a lot of stuff that I could continue to do, but we're not gonna.
Jeannie?
Yes.
Doesn't it also validate, you're hearing them at least. It validates
Bring me the box.
their feelings. You're really hearing what they're saying, even though you have a short statement. You're still hearing what they're saying. You're letting them know, I heard what you said. Enough to say, aren't you glad I don't believe what you just said?
Right, yeah. So it's not like they walk in and go, Mom, I have this problem. You're like, talk to the hand. Don't have time, right? You're engaged. You're there with them. I love you, right? It's all about how you say it. Aren't you glad I don't believe that? Now, we have some drawings. I have a growing and learning class. This is a home study class workbook, webinars that I gave. This is a parenting continue class. We talked about love and logic, right? This goes on past that. This is a live class through webinars, okay? Then I'm going to give away a book and a couple books. Yes? Did everybody get their name in here? I don't think they did because they came in later. So we're going to take a second. She's going to get you a registration form. They're in that box right there. Make sure they get that. And let me see what else we had. You guys know the story of the talents, right? The master gives out, right? talents. I call them talents. You were gifted with very specific talents, right? I like to believe, or I'm pretty sure I believe, I was gifted with the ability to teach, to speak. I really enjoy it too, so I'm really glad I got that talent. And I'm glad that I stepped into the power that it is. And I believe you mentioned earlier you have a book you need to write. That's you're being called. You need to stop playing small and step into it.
Well said.
Okay? You have talents. Each person was given a talent. Yes?
Yes.
We have different gifts according to the grace given us. We have different gifts. I don't know what your gift is. Obviously, it's home teaching to some degree. Obviously, it's being a parent. So step into it, fulfill it. Stop playing small. Be who you are, because you're needed. Okay? I would love to go on and on, but our time here is ending. We're going to give away, I do coaching as well, and since there's not very many of you, I'm going to give away three-month coaching programs. Is that something you would be interested in? They're worth $300. It's $100 a month. We meet once a week as a group, and we talk about how can I help. I got to mix them up, right? Do what? It's over the phone.
They're almost going to fill in the forms out.
Oh, well, then we don't want to do that yet. Okay. It doesn't matter. So we're going to pull a blue one first. If you were here on time, you got a blue ticket. Pull your blue ticket out. Yes? And the number is, I'm just going to read the last three. If you've got your blue ticket, 332. Woohoo! Alma, I will personally autograph that for you later if you'd like. Okay, so bring it to my booth. I'm in the booth over here, room 400. So come get it autographed. Come see me. I have tons more drawings we're giving away. Tons of stuff. Come get your ticket, sign up. Free stuff. I like free and on sale. In fact, that was one of the first things my daughter said was, Mama likes free and on sale, and she wasn't kidding. Did I get all the blue? Oh, wait. Okay. You ready? 270. Ting. 270. Well.
I was going to say, I have another ticket from earlier, but I don't know what happened to it.
331.
That's me.
All righty.
Fantastic.
Stop by. I'll sign it for you, okay?
Thank you.
Now, as an extra bonus, there's a workbook that goes along with that. If you will shoot me an email, I will send it to you digitally for free. Okay? Okay, big prize now. You ready? Are you ready, Erin? You look skeptical. Or are you just cold? I understand. Usually it's much more interactive than this, and you guys will be sweating, but not today. I only had 50 minutes, you know. I didn't have a lot of time. Last name Clark. Ada Clark. Oh, she no win. Because I did these people, all these people said they'd be here. Remember that positive thinking part? Gotta show up. Kip! Winner, chicken dinner. So I'm going to give you a growing and learning home study course as well as the coaching course, okay? And keep that. Kip is a winner. Brooke.
My mom told me that too.
Yeah? I like it. Tim. Oh, they were out there earlier. Marianne, coaching program. Remember?
Yes!
Woo! Okay, you get two. You get both live. That's like $700 worth of stuff there just for you. She was at my booth earlier, and I said, Marianne, you need to come because you might win. Oh, here they are. Okay. Yeah, I'm not done. I got two more to give away here. Okay, you guys enjoying this? Is this fun?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm over time. If you guys need to leave, you can. Yeah, right, like I'm going to leave when you're giving away stuff. That's why you saved the best for last. Last name West. That's you. Okay, I'm going to give you the, do you want the home study course or the live course? And you get the coaching one as well.
I'll take the parenting one.
Perfect. Nice, nicely done. We still got more stuff. Aaron! Okay, so you got that one. Okay, here's some webinars. One is on bully-proofing you in the workplace. One is taming the bully between your ears. Bully-proofing you intro, so there's some different stuff on there, okay? And Jason.
Prince?
Yes, Jason, perfect.
Thank you.
And you'll also be in the coaching program, and I didn't give her the one. You need that one. And you need that one. Okay, now who all has won the coaching program so far? You got Marianne? You got hers? And Kip? Okay, we're gonna find it. We'll find it. Make sure right there. See? I know. Okay. Mandy. Mandy! Nice job. Bully Proofing You webinars. And then since there's only one left, I have to give them one. Here left. Look, everybody, look. 330. Okay, so stop by. You're going to get a book. Free book. You guys, I want to thank you so much for coming today. Please make sure you text BPY1 to 55678. I send out a weekly newsletter. Yeah, they're crazy. Sometimes they're serious. I never know what's going to come out. I pray, and then I start typing, and the last one was really weird. I was talking about my granddaughter and wound up at voting. I was like, seriously, Lord? Okay, push send. So I don't know what's going to come out, but it's fun. So every week that comes out, stay in touch with me. Oh, wait, most important of all. No, are you guys okay? You're supposed to be visiting vendors. Can I take 5 more minutes? Sure. Are you okay? Okay, so I'm going to give you a business card. Part of it is just shameless self-promotion, I admit. But the other part is, this is a really cool business card. And my daughter's going to give one to each of you real quick. You see, when the Lord said, you got to go write a book and you got to do this, I was still teaching. And you know, we don't make a lot of money, but man, I get 2 weeks off every Christmas, right? I get July and June off. And the Lord is saying, you need to write a book, you need to change, you need to change. And I was still not moving. And so in his marvelous plan, because he has a plan for each and every one of us, does he not? And his plan for me was to get out of the classroom and do stuff like this. And he said, you need to go teach. And so what happened was I was offered a position in Robert Kiyosaki's teaching classrooms called Tigrant Learning. My husband and I are into real estate. And so they offered me to come teach a class. I was excited, right? We're talking some pretty big bucks. And so I quit, I retired. I had enough years in. I retired from teaching in May 2012. And I was supposed to start with Tigrant Learning in July 2012. Guess what happened in June? Tigrant disappeared. Obviously they did, or I wouldn't be here, would I? Man, was I scared. Holy moly, I just quit this incredible job, something I love. I know it's not great money, but man, it's got good benefit, right? I was in a tailspin. Well, then 6 months later, I sat down and wrote my book. And this is what has come from it. And in the process, I had to get a brand, right? I had to decide who I was and what I needed and define my personal value and how I could help. So I created this business card. And if you'll notice, there's a line right here, and it has 3 different colors. This is really cool. I'm getting goosebumps. I mean, this is really cool. So get your card out and look, because you're going to want to take notes on a business card. Now, it is shameless self-promotion, too. But this yellow right here, that yellow is called optimism. And I have the code for that yellow if you want to color your world optimistic. And you see this orange? That's called kindness. That color is called kindness. And the blue, getting goosebumps. Dreamer blue. Dreamer blue! And the maroon for the triangle, brash bravery. Brash bravery. Because we all need some optimism, right? Yeah, I can do this. I believe it. We all need some sunshine, because if we face the sunshine, we never see the shade, right? You got to dream big. And you got to have some brash bravery to make it happen, to write a book. Right? The font, Comforta, because we all need some comfort. Now, I've given you this card, so you now have my phone number. I give this to cards all over the country. And I give it to students. And I say, if you ever are down and you feel like you have no one to call, you call me. I don't care what time it is. I don't care if I'm in another country. You call me. Because I never ever want to hear of another kid taking their life because someone called them a name. Someone called them a name. It has to stop. And that's my little mission. We can no longer lose loved ones to bullying. It's cost us way too many lives. Way too many lives. I never want to hear of another person picking up a gun and killing someone else or killing themselves. So please help me spread the word. And if I can help you in any way, please, you got my number. I'm on Facebook. I mean, it's Google my name, and you can get to me somehow if you lose my card, okay? You promise me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you for letting me have extra time. Does anyone have any questions?
What's the second label for?
Oh, I've totally forgot about it. The second label, you're supposed to write nice things to yourself and put it on and leave it on. See? See? I apologize. I've been teaching over 20 years, and I've never taught the same class twice. For, things like that. Things change. Any other questions? I apologize about that. So write a nice word and stick it on yourself, okay? Then you guys can leave. You don't have to keep, I'll babble forever, trust me. I get paid to talk. How cool is that? If you guys enjoyed it and you want to give me a personal testimony, please see Josh. He'll do a quick video. Just say, Jeannie's awesome, Jeannie's a freak, whatever you want to say. And I appreciate it. And then it's going to go up on my website so other people can say, yeah, I want to see her. Okay? Thanks.